Castles, stone giants, weathered by centuries, stand as silent silhouettes against the sky. They did not simply grow from the earth. They were built, forged from sweat, ingenuity, and relentless human effort. Each block tells a story of hardship, a battle against gravity, terrain, and time. Building a castle was a monumental campaign, as demanding as any war. These fortresses were born of necessity, symbols of power and defense. The true story lies with the forgotten workers, quarrymen, masons, carpenters, and laborers. For them, the building site was a battlefield, unyielding stone, biting cold, and constant danger. Construction could span decades, consuming resources and lives. Look closely. These walls are intricate systems, marvels of medieval engineering. Every stone was chosen and placed with purpose, every arch and tower calculated for strength and defense. Master masons were strategists and engineers, turning landscape into a defensive weapon. To understand a castle, see it as a monument to human endeavor, a triumph of organization and brute force. Its story is one of resilience, communities uniting to achieve the impossible. The scars on the landscape and marks on ancient stones are the true narrative. These are not just ruins, they are the fossilized remains of an incredible struggle for permanence. A castle's life begins in the quarry, where its bones are torn from the earth. Quarrymen, armed with iron wedges and mallets, attacked the rock with relentless force. They searched for fissures, pried slabs free, and endured brutal, dangerous work. Paid by the piece, they worked at a punishing pace, risking injury and breathing in deadly dust. Hundreds labored to produce the thousands of tons of stone needed for a single keep. Once freed, blocks were roughly shaped to reduce weight for transport by ox cart, sled, or barge. For some castles, stone traveled perilous sea routes. Each block was a victory over the wild landscape, destined for a precise place in the fortress. Quarrymen were the frontline soldiers, their bodies the price of progress. Their legacy is in every stone, from foundation to finial. They left scars on the land but raised monuments that would stand for centuries. Their hard labor is the true foundation of every castle. Stone alone does not make a wall. Mortar is essential. Medieval mortar was made from lime, produced in kilns built near the site. Kilns, filled with fuel and limestone, burned for days, transforming stone into quicklime. This was dangerous, caustic work. Quicklime could burn skin, fumes were toxic. Once burned, quicklime was slaked with water, creating a violent reaction and forming slaked lime. Mixed with sand, it became mortar, the lifeblood of construction. The master mason oversaw the mix, ensuring the right proportions for strength. Mortar was carried up scaffolds, placed between stones, and slowly cured, turning back into limestone. This process fused blocks into a single mass, making the wall strong and enduring. The strength of a castle depended as much on this chemical transformation as on the stone itself. Fire, water, and air, perfected through centuries, bound the fortress together. With stone and mortar ready, the next challenge was height. Medieval builders used treadwheel cranes, giant wooden wheels powered by men walking inside. These cranes, with pulleys and ropes, lifted multi-ton blocks skyward. The work was slow, strenuous, and dangerous. A snapped rope or misstep could be fatal. Coordination was vital. Hand signals and shouts kept the operation running. Simple machines like levers and windlasses moved stones into place. Practical knowledge of physics and teamwork allowed builders to raise fortresses stone by stone. A castle's strength came from meticulous planning and geometry. The master mason, both architect and engineer, used simple tools, square, compass, plumb line, to lay out the design. Foundations were traced on the ground with ropes and stakes. Accuracy was critical. Towers and walls were shaped for defense, using circles and polygons to deflect attacks. Skilled masons cut ashlar blocks to tight tolerances, creating arches and keystones that locked structures together. Every element, from wall thickness to internal layout, was part of a unified, engineered system. The master mason visualized the whole in 3 dimensions, applying practical physics. His expertise turned geometry into enduring stone. To build high, masons relied on scaffolds, temporary wooden skeletons lashed together beside the rising walls. Planks rested in putt-log holes, still visible in castle walls today. Working on these platforms was perilous. No safety gear, narrow walkways, and constant risk of falls. Weather made the job even more dangerous. Wind, rain, and ice threatened every step. Teamwork was essential. Laborers supplied stone and mortar, while masons guided apprentices. Communication was a lifeline, coordinating movement across the chaotic site. As walls rose, scaffolds grew with them, a cycle of building and dismantling. Only the putt-log holes remain, silent witnesses to the risks faced by those who built skyward. A castle site was a bustling industrial town, powered by vital support systems. The forge was central. Blacksmiths kept tools sharp and the project moving. Feeding and housing hundreds of workers required a vast logistical effort. Carpenters built scaffolds, workshops, and living quarters. Before walls could rise, foundations had to be laid, trenches dug by hand filled with rubble and mortar. On unstable ground, wooden piles were driven deep to support the weight above. All these elements, forge, food, foundations, were essential, the hidden engine of construction. Building a castle meant taming the landscape and organizing a massive workforce. The final structure stands as a monument to both engineering and the invisible, coordinated effort behind it.